Welcome into Wrestling Spotlight Weekly Champions. This week, we're taking a preview look at Saturday night's main event coming back to NBC. And there's going to be a throwback quality to it. They're going back to 1985 graphics. Maybe we'll see the Winged Eagle Championship belt with Cody that he's been talking about, finishing the story that his dad going to get to. It's a lot of great matches. This looks like a really exciting card. Joined by Sonny, the Man Eagle Cain. And Sonny, this is a pretty fun event. This goes back to your days in the ring when Saturday night main event on NBC was such a big deal.
It does. I've been real pleased by the rebirth of Saturday night's main event. And from what I understand, it's supposed to be a regular feature. It's not just going to be a one-time pop-up thing.
Yeah, four times a year. And it's being billed as a premium live event quality card, a pay-per-view quality card. And that's what we've seen with the build up to it, with the kind of matches you're getting. Both of the men's heavyweight championships are going to be defended on this card. I mean, this is a big deal, and it's on free TV, which I think is something huge for the WWE to do as they're on a roll. They're cranking out sellouts. They're cranking out record viewership. What better way to get more people involved than to put your best foot forward and really show, hey, this is everything we can offer, because their premium live event matches have been excellent. They do work them at a different level. I mean, you just see that every time they do an event.
Yes, sir. And I'm expecting it to be that way on Saturday night's main event. I think we can have some interesting belt changes even during the night. So that's my prediction.
Yeah, I have the graphic behind me. The belt that I could see changing the most is that one held by Gunther, the Ring General. You got Finn Balor chasing it. You got Damian Priest there. It's a three-way matchup. The champion doesn't have to get pinned to lose. I mean, those are the kind of ways that the champion can lose, not really lose any momentum, not look bad, and it can complete that personality shift, that subtle personality shift we're seeing in the Ring General since he lost a crown jewel to Cody. It's a maybe kinder, gentler Ring General. He's going to be fighting on the side of good for a while, it looks like.
Looks
Could you see
like
Finn Balor? Could you see Finn Balor walking away with the title here? He is a former Universal Heavyweight Champion.
I do. I don't think the General's going to be champion at the end of the night. I just have a feeling about it, and I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But as you were saying, he has a personality change now, and this could take him full circle of his change.
Yeah, and I think it's a good idea because you know what? There is something admirable about Gunther. Take a look at him when he was Walter and look at him now. It's a different person. I mean, the guy does put in the work. He is an old school ring tactician. The guy doesn't need to cheat to win. I mean, he could be a babyface champion in the throwback mode of this show, the way the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff was when he turned to the side of good and started teaming up with Dusty Rhodes back in the old Crockett promotion WCW.
And you can tell he works out hard in the gym, and he's taking his image seriously. And I think he wants a different perspective. He wants to be seen at a different level than he's been seen the past several months. And I noticed a change as far back as over the summer in him. And it's all led up to this. So what better opportunity for him to lose the belt now and make the full switch?
And you can always chase, right? I mean, there's a lot to be gained by chasing after the title.
Right. And that's what baby faces generally do. They chase after titles.
Yeah, it's easier than holding on to it because you're not going to take the shortcuts that make it easier to hold on to the title. You're trying to win. Now there
Right.
can be some shades of gray, which both big companies, AEW and WWE, have leaned into because for quite a while, Seth freaking Rollins was really kind of on the razor's edge. Is he a heel? Is he the face? And it depended on matchup to matchup, week to week, really. But if your personality is strong enough, it doesn't matter. You can carry that.
And that's true. And that's what I was, and that's what you and I have talked about before. I was predominantly a heel in wrestling. I did face it sometimes, but I just hung out with uh, Ivan for 3 months at the training academy. I called him my uncle Ivan. He wasn't my blood uncle, but that's how I referred to him.
Yeah.
And his techniques and ring style rubbed off on me to the point that I ended up being the heel mostly. So, but anyone that could change, that could make the complete change cycle in the ring from heel to baby and back and forth, that's a dangerous person. That person can go far in the industry. The Rock has done that, for
Hmm.
example, and he may have a chance of running operations next year if I read it right on X. So
Yeah.
he's up for Triple H's spot. Is what I read.
Well, and look at Roman right now. What has Roman changed to go from being the biggest heel in the company to arguably the biggest face in the company right now?
Yeah,
What has Roman changed? Seth Rollins is right. Because has Roman done anything differently? Has he apologized to anyone directly?
I've not heard it, and I've watched a slew of wrestling here lately. I got a
Yeah.
DVR, so I'm on
No,
top of things.
he hasn't. He hasn't changed anything. It's just people want to like him. You saw that even at WrestleMania last year. And, just the circumstances change. No reason why Gunther can't be a incredibly popular champion as well.
Right, and I think he wants to be popular. I think he didn't like being a heel from the get go, although we've not heard an interview of him saying such. I've been looking for some type of a in your face microphone interview with somebody about it, and so far nothing's come about. But I imagine
Hmm.
here in the near future we may get that chance. So
Let's take a look at a couple other guys who have a singles match and have both been on both sides of the ring, the heel and face side. Sami Zayn, member of the OG bloodline, and Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre back after his defeat at the hands of CM Punk, taking on Sammy one-on-one. A couple of guys who have been multiple time championship holders. Drew McIntyre was on a huge roll this year in WWE. Kind of got derailed a little bit by the CM Punk feud. He's back now, taking on Sami Zayn, his first match back in a few months. I think there's going to be some claymores that edge out the haluva kick, and Drew McIntyre gets the win because I think it's time for his momentum to start building again.
I'm going with Drew too. Like I said, I've been watching it a lot lately, and I see Drew is up and coming. So that's
Well, and I think you're going to see some more personalities get roped into the OG new bloodline feud too, because you have multiple wrestlers that are going to be out for a while. That War Games match was one that lived up to its bold claim of being the most brutal match in the company. Big Bronson Reed tried to do a move very similar to the one that essentially ended the 2024 in-ring season for Adam Copeland, the rated R superstar. The jump off the top of the steel cage onto your opponent on the table. Adam Copeland missed it a little bit, broke his leg. Bronson Reed just missed, broke his ankle. And it was a brutal looking injury if you saw it on slow motion. Roman was pulled out of the way and Bronson just landed foot first. And 300 plus pounds coming from 30 feet down. That's not good because the impact goes wherever you hit first. And he's out for an extended period of time. Tama Tonga out with the torn bicep and Jimmy Uso out. So 3 injuries from that War Games match. I think you may see Drew McIntyre start looping in here a little bit because the Bloodline feud has been hot in the WWE, but they're going to need a few extra players for a while.
I agree. And the rings don't give like people think. Sometimes in the majors, they put microphones up under the ring to make the impact sound louder. But the ring itself does not give, and that's what people don't realize. That's a hard mat that you're coming down on top of. And the WWE rings that I wrestled in, or WWF rings in my day, had cast iron beams up under the ring and then had the 2x4s across it. So no give. I mean, it was like hitting cinder block when you fell.
Still do. Yeah. Yeah, when they say the hardest part of the ring is the edge, they're not kidding. It's iron. But what happened with both Adam Copeland and Bronson Reed, if you take a look, anytime somebody does a move off the top of the rope or the top of the cage or whatever they're jumping off of, you want to land flat on your stomach or flat on your back because that disperses the weight and, breaks up the force. If you land and your first thing to impact is a hand, your foot, one leg, that's not good. That's where you get hurt because all the force hits that one area. And that's exactly what happened in both their cases.
That's very true. That's why they emphasize in training camp in my day to always take the bump, no matter how high you were taking the bump at. And I eventually did some stuff off of the top turnbuckle, but that's in timing of your opponent being there too. And if they're not there, that's a full impact on that iron, reinforced iron ring that people don't realize. They say, "Oh, well, it's soft." It's just no, it's not. It's like the floor of a house.
Now, I mean, there is something said. If you land properly, it doesn't hurt as much as you think it would, but you still feel it.
You still feel it. You still limp away.
And like every announcer said, from Gorilla Monsoon to Jim Ross, it is a low percentage, high risk move. And if you don't land right, it can take you out of the match. And, for Big Bronson Reed, he was on the best run of his career. Now he's going to be out probably through WrestleMania. You may see him back in SummerSlam.
Wow, that's a long time. So
yeah, I mean, you may want to think twice before doing that off the top of the cage move, or have some more tables and a pit, so there's stuff to break up the fall. Something like AEW's done when you jump off of the Tron as you're coming in, because just nailing that table, man. There's not much room for error. That's rough, but I think you're going to see Drew McIntyre readily involved here, and it's a good high-profile matchup for both of them. Going over to the women's side, the Women's U.S. Championship, the semifinals are happening this week with Chelsea Green facing Bayley and Michin facing Tiffany Stratton. Who do you think becomes the first Women's U.S. champion?
I'm going out on a limb. I'm going to say Tiffany Stratton. I think she's got the heat right now, and I think she's in the top three of the picks to be the U.S. champion. So that's
You
my
know,
pick.
it would be neat to see Mia Yim, Mi Chin, win a title. She's been a really solid competitor for years. Uh, you know, not always getting the best, highest profile spots, but does a great job when she goes out there. Chelsea Green has a tremendous heel persona. She's had a good run in this return run in WWE. I'm I'm going to go with Chelsea Green because I think her personality can captivate this title as much as anything. Tiffany Stratton, I think, is going to be your future women's champion. She already has the Money in the Bank briefcase, so doesn't really need another title. I'm going to go with Chelsea Green because, you know, if she doesn't win, she's going to complain to the manager.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what they do.
That's what she does. Yeah. You know, like I said, this is a loaded up, pretty loaded up card. Then we get former friends, and you know, I don't know if you can really be a former friend because Kevin Owens isn't exactly the most trustworthy guy. I don't think I would trust him with something if I was looking for a friend to help me out with something because man, he's quick to turn on everybody. I think Kevin Owens has been friends and enemies with everybody in WWE during his time. He takes on Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, for that undisputed WWE Championship. I do think it'll be a great match. I don't think there's a chance in the world that Cody Rhodes drops the title before WrestleMania, though. So I'm
I
going to
don't
go with
either.
Cody Rhodes.
And I'm going with Cody Rhodes too. I think it'll be a tremendous televised match on free TV. But I don't think Cody is set to lose anytime soon. And I said that early on about him when you and I were talking several months back. He
Sure.
just got the momentum going, and that's what it takes. And the fanfare pulls you over the top, and he has the fans in his pocket now. And I was a little concerned about a turn some time ago when he did a thing or two I didn't understand fully, but he seems to be staying with the babyface approach, and I think that's going to help him stay champion for a while longer. In fact, they said when they gave him the ring at the Crown Jewel that
Mm-hmm.
he would have it for a year. So I don't
The
know if
crown
they were
jewelry.
discussing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they were discussing just ring or if they were implying
Just the
more
ring.
in that.
Mm-hmm.
But in any event, to be in that position, I don't see him losing in the near future.
Now, somebody I do see losing their championship in the near future. Last match of the card. Only live once. Liv Morgan, your women's world champion, defending against the genius of the sky, Io Sky of Damage Control. Io Sky is a good competitor, and she's another one who has turned to the side of the good despite not changing anything that she does. Her and Kairi Sane still look exactly the same and wrestle the same as they did when they were Damage Control. They're just not insulting and beating up on poor Bailey anymore. But I don't think she has a shot to win this. This seems destined for Rhea Ripley to get the W. I do think Rhea Ripley gets involved in this match, and maybe relatively soon. It could be at Elimination Chamber, could be at Royal Rumble. I think Rhea Ripley becomes your women's world champion again. But I don't think Liv Morgan loses this week. I think she gets another little time to be the champion. What do you think?
I agree with your approach. I think Morgan holds on to it for a while longer, and they do it in a pay-per-view type build-up before she drops the title. So I think she will drop. I just don't think it'll be on Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, no, I agree. But this is a great card for a televised event, and they're going to get a huge audience because college football is in a break period between the bowl games and the playoffs, and this is prime time sports watching television that everybody can see in an era where television prices just keep going up and up and up. YouTube TV raised their price by $10 just today, this week. They go from
Wow.
72 to 82, and then you start adding up all the little streaming platforms, you're up to 180 if you get everything. So I think it's
Wow.
great. It's going to be on over the air NBC.
Yeah. I get 180 when I do a pay-per-view. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm up
Now,
to
what do you think?
135.
Yeah. What do you think of the style they're doing? Going to feature the old graphics, bringing back Jesse the Body Ventura, Jimmy Hart supposedly coming back, the $1 Million Man, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Tito Santana, and quite possibly rumors heavily circulating that the Queen herself, Charlotte Flair, is going to make a return at Saturday night's main event.
I think it's fantastic. I have said over and over again that we need to bring in our older wrestlers more and to use them while they're still usable. And this is an opportunity, the first major push I've seen in quite some time, where there's an attempt to do that and give them work and things to do. I'm for Charlotte Flair's return. I wasn't expecting it until WrestleMania, but if she can return now, then that's great. She's done her work. She's PT'd, and I'm looking forward to her return. My question is, how ready to go is she, and will she change her high flying moves to more mat wrestling like her dad did when he got hurt? So that's my question at this point.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to watch, but you got to think she's going to be 100% ready to go. I mean, I know I've been saying
Fingers
for a couple
crossed.
months she looked good walking around at WrestleMania 8 months ago. Now I know walking and wrestling are different, but with what the workout she's doing with the WWE trainers, with Andrade, I mean, she's going to be set and ready to go. So, do we see her get involved in the women's match for the championship, in the U.S. title match, maybe challenging the winner, or just declaring she's back and letting the WWE universe know that to be the one, you got to beat the one?
I think there'll be possibly a combination. Maybe she declares she's back, and maybe she does a little ring run in too
Mm-hmm.
for the world title. I think she's going to want to be the number one wrestler there and be the unified champ. But that's my thought. Um, I don't see her accepting anything second at this point. I think she's going to be hungry to get her spot back,
Sure.
and she's made some tweets about that. She's posted some pictures about that. She looks phenomenal. She's lost 10, 15, 20 pounds. So she's put in the hard work, and it'll be fun to see her back. And I bet Ric Flair will be in attendance as well that night.
Oh,
So
yeah. I'm sure he will be.
everybody will be
Hey,
there from the Hall of Fame.
just to give a little preview of what we have coming up here on Wrestling Spotlight, I'm going to be joined by the creator of Smack Talk Showdown. It's a card game based off of wrestling promotions. Great Christmas item. You can see them. Their sponsor, Glory Pro Wrestling, as well. And I'm also going to be joined here coming up during this holiday period by the Spotlight, Logan Knight. He was the top pro wrestler in the state of Oklahoma. He's been heavily involved in Fountain City Pro Wrestling, top 500 Pro Wrestling Illustrated wrestler. So an up-close interview with the Spotlight on Wrestling Spotlight, Logan Knight, coming up. But for right now, let's go ahead and get our champions of the week as we head into Saturday night main event week.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Taya Valkyrie La Güera Loca, and you are watching Wrestling Spotlight.
Okay, got the big belt here. Sonny, I know you got one there too. Who's your champion of the week? I got a good guess because, I mean, heck, you got the headline, so why not?
So my champion of the week, and I hope I get her name completely right, is Bianca Belair. Saw a match with her Friday night on SmackDown. She picked up, I think, maybe it was Chelsea Green, somebody 3 times her size, picked her up and slammed her with her hurt ribs and all. So proving to me that Belair is not just another pretty face in wrestling. She's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. She's an amazing athlete.
That's my champion.
Yeah. She's an incredible athlete, Lash legend, who's been making some more appearances on the main roster. Another amazing athlete, just incredibly powerful. The WWE women's division is loaded up. AEW's is as well. Toni Storm made her return. Timeless Toni Storm is retired. It's the original Toni Storm that came back right here in Kansas City last night. But I'm going to stay in AEW, and I'm going with the protostar, Kyle Fletcher, having an amazing end to 2024. Not only did he beat Will Ospreay at Full Gear, he also defeated the Rainmaker, Okada, in the Continental Championship. So Kyle Fletcher is getting it done along with the Don Callis family. But I think we're going to see big things from the protostar as we go into 2025. Well, hey, Sonny, with that, I know people can get in touch with you on X. What's the best way to find you there?
Sonny Cain, at Real Sonny Cain on X. They can find me on Facebook at Sonny Cain, Sonny the Man Eagle Cain. And they can find me on Instagram at Sonny Cain, Sonny the Man Eagle Cain.
Great. And we'll be getting back together before the end of the year. Give some year-end awards here on Wrestling Spotlight. Stay tuned. We got some great wrestling action coming up. And you can catch us on TrueTVPlus, on Watchy, on Sports.tv, and on TCL Plus right here. You can also see us on the Fired Up Network. Thanks for spending some time. Enjoy Saturday night's main event. We'll see you back here in Wrestling Spotlight.